what's happened here, and I'm new to the community, but I totally love it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy all of the exhibitions, and I'm so happy to be able to partner with someone like Peter Frank. And he's co-curated this particular exhibition, and I'm going to let him talk about it, but he's very important in our community. He came from New York to California back in the 80s on assignment for Art in America, and he never left. So if that says something about California and the art scene, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Frank.
Thank you all for coming and for being here tonight. And thanks to the city, first of all, to the city of Lancaster for stepping up to the plate and taking it out of the park. This space and this program and this director are indications that Lancaster takes itself seriously as more than just another town, as a place where imagination and creation are highly valued, and where the society is brought together by the arts. And the arts aren't simply an enjoyment, they're part of it's a vital organ in the community. That befits the fact that Lancaster is an important, if sometimes overlooked, place in Southern California. 50 years ago, Southern California itself was considered a cultural backwater. Now it's considered the cultural heart, the beating, creative heart of America. I sensed that it would become that when I left New York to move here a quarter century ago. And I'm glad to say that I put my chips on the right Lancaster, this museum and what's developed in Lancaster generally only proves my point. I had the good fortune to work with Andi shoulder to shoulder for several years in another community that should have regarded itself as a cultural center and hadn't, but was starting to. And we prided ourselves on helping Riverside come to cultural maturity. And it's a great pleasure that I've helped Andi beginning to put Lancaster on the map. Lancaster itself is putting itself on the map, but this museum is the crown jewel of the map. By the way, don't let the sign on this exhibition fool you. This is not curated by me, it's co-curated by me. With typical modesty, Andi forgot to put her own name on the wall. And to take at least equal credit for a show that makes a very important point about art in Southern California, and even art and industry and society in Lancaster itself. The kind of work we see in this room, work produced in the 1960s and 1970s that utilized new materials and experimented with new forms as a result, is typical of Southern California and typical of nowhere else in the world at the time. It was the first art that Southern California invented. Not the first art that was made in Southern California by a long shot, but the first art invented, the first kind of art invented in Southern California. Many kinds of art have been invented exist, but this is what got things going. And I think you'll see in this exhibition, get a feel for this sense of adventure, this sense of invention. And Andi and I are very pleased that so many of the artists who are in the show, at least the living ones, could show up here for our second traffic on the way. I'd like to point out Fred Eversley and Reese and who else? You may show us. We know that the This is a wake-up call. I do without the mic, but getting over laryngitis. I'm sure everybody will. Don't neglect to look at the work, the abstract work on the periphery by younger artists who have inherited the experimental traditions of new materials and new forms represented in this room, and also to check out the museum's other levels and other exhibits. This is not going to be a one-horse museum. There are going to be multiple programs going on here all the time. It is no longer safe to sleep in Lancaster. There's going to be stuff going on. Thank you very much for the opportunity.